Mad Max coming to you live from Closeout Bats, and today we're on an episode of Mad Max TV, and this is a new video blog that we're going to be doing here at Closeout Bats, where I'm going to be talking an overview of some 2019 bat product. So, Louisville Slugger has been really dominant in that BBCOR category. So we're going to do a Louisville Slugger BBCOR for 2019, an overview, a product overview. So we're going to talk about it. And obviously if you want to, you like this, I'm going to put it up on YouTube. Click that subscribe button so you can check it out, and you're going to see more videos. So tomorrow we'll do something else. We'll do maybe an Easton, we'll do a Rollins. We're going to get into all of it, a DeMarini. So there will be... This is your guide for product review in 2019, a video blog series brought to you by Closeout Bats and Mad Max TV. So first up, we're going to have what's going to be called the Meta Prime. So the Meta Prime from Louisville Slugger is going to be their latest and greatest when it comes to BBCOR baseball bats. It's going to be their top dog. So what we have with this bat is going to be a composite barrel with a composite handle. So pretty similar to what that 918 was, that 917, that 916, but what we really need to do is, rather than obviously you get the quick product review, this is going to go a little bit deeper, this series. So you're going to get some history of some bats. You're going to kind of learn the ins and outs of some of the bat industry stuff. So what we have with this Meta Prime is similar to what the Prime 919 is from Louisville Slugger. So we'll just put that right there, and then we'll go into the Prime 919 real quick. We'll come back to the Meta, though. I know people are really obviously intrigued by that Meta. That's going to be the latest and greatest in baseball BBCOR bats. And this bat will only be available in the BBCOR category. So this one right here, the Prime 919, this bat is the replacement to the 918. The replacement to the 917, the replacement to the 916, and even that 915. Now, what makes those bats so great is composite barrel with a composite handle. It's going to use a different type of composite than this Meta Prime bat. So people always are going to say, what is the difference between the Prime and the Meta Prime? That's going to be the great question for 2019. And if you can see on the video, you'll see that barrel length right there, that the Meta Prime is going to extend down a little bit further, and you're going to get a little bit more barrel with that bat, the Meta Prime. So the Meta Prime uses a composite called Echo Composite, or this uses a different type of composite called that Microform Composite. So you're going to get that same type of feel out of the 918, 917. The Meta Prime definitely going to feel a little bit better balanced because it has the longer barrel to it. It has an Echo Composite, so if you've watched some hitting videos of some kids in our facility hitting, you're going to hear that Echo Composite almost sounds very aluminum-like. So that's one of the things that Louisville kind of did with the Meta Prime. They made it a longer barrel, so it's obviously that Prime style barrel with that composite, a different type of connection piece too, which is going to be have that stiffer feeling. So after talking to a lot of college guys, Louisville has found that a lot of these college guys like the stiffer feeling bat. That's why they swing some aluminum bats. That's why they swing some composite bats that are going to be a little bit stiffer. So what they decided to do was stiffen that up. It's going to use that 3FX connection system that you'll see right there. And it's going to even say stiff if you could see it. Then it's going to have that composite handle to it, and then obviously a nice grip to it, which last year we saw on some of the Louisville Slugger bats, we saw lizard skin. This is the closest thing to this. We've had a lot of kids come in here and kind of feel the grip, and they even think it's lizard skin grip. So that's also something kind of interesting to kind of note that Louisville, they did away with the lizard skin, but they also feel like obviously this is very similar to that. So different price points. I'm not going to go into the price points of this, just for if a later date comes about. Obviously, these bats are all on MAP, which means that they cannot be sold at a lesser price from pretty much like June of 2018 to probably June of 2019. So if you're watching this video and you're watching this in 2020, I hate to see that this Meta Prime is a lesser price or something like that and commit to a price. So just know Meta Prime is going to be their higher price point bat, and then the Prime will follow right thereafter at that lower price. But they're both going to be the top two. They're going to now have two composite BBCOR bats. So they're going to follow kind of what some of the other manufacturers have done. Easton obviously has come out with a $500 bat once before. Oops, I kind of have said the Meta Prime price, but they've come out with a higher priced BBCOR bat, and it did, well, lack of a better word, the torque. So kind of people didn't really take to that bat too well. So we're going to see this Meta Prime at a different price point. I can tell you this, so far so good. Right now you're watching this video where the Meta Prime has been out now since September, and it's December around the holidays of 2018. So MetaPrime has been really well received. It's only now approved in three sizes: 32, 33, and 34. The 31 we will see maybe at a later date. So that's something to note. Where this Prime 919 will come in the 31 to 34. So those are two great bats, two really, really high technology bats at a higher price point. Next, we are going to get into some of the aluminum barrel bats. So that's their two composite bats. They join the likes of DeMarini right now. DeMarini is the only other manufacturer out there that has two composite BBCOR baseball bats. I do believe Mizuno has two as well, but DeMarini has two. They have a balanced and an end-loaded one. This is a little bit different. This is like long barrel versus a little bit of the smaller barrel, stiff composite versus more of that flex composite. 919, you're going to get that more flex bat is really what comes down to it as well. So the Select bat from Louisville Slugger. So this bat, kind of give you a history of it, because also I think this kind of this setting allows for a little bit more kind of history of the bats, which a lot of people like, and I obviously am dating myself when I talk about this history. So the Select bat from Louisville Slugger, this bat used to be, they came out with the 718 last year. It took a year off. So 717, people are like, was there a 717? There was not a 717. There was a 716. 716, 715 from Louisville Slugger was their end heavy bat. So this bat will follow that theme. It will have a little bit more, obviously, end weight to it. Alloy barrel, composite handle with that VCX technology. So VCX technology, you'll see, will be Louisville Slugger's patented connection piece. It will be also on their Prime bat. So the Prime and the Select are using similar technologies. Composite handle with that VCX technology. And then we're also going to have an aluminum barrel versus the composite barrel. So kind of what you could see there with these two barrels is, you'll see that, wow, sweet spot alone. So people always ask, what do I get out of this composite barrel bat? Am I really getting a much better bat? And the answer would be, you're not getting a much better bat. You're not getting a bat that the ball is going to go, $100 price difference when they came out on obviously the same date. You're not getting, the ball's not going 100 feet further. But what the composite barrel gives you, you'll see it's giving you more of that sweet spot. You're getting more, obviously, barrel. You're getting more mass. You're getting, obviously, these are two different sizes, but you're getting more of, obviously, the barrel is just a lot meatier. You're getting more barrel with it. So that's obviously something to kind of note too on these two bats as well. Now with the Select bat is end heavy bat, so more for their power hitter. Now last year, the 718 was an extremely end heavy bat. We really only sold that to kids that were bigger and stronger. The 31 didn't do so well, but the 32, 33, and 34 have done really well. Now this bat, something to note is they put this end cap, the SBC ballistic end cap on the bat. Now what that does is this does make it swing a little bit lighter, so it's going to be easier to get around, not quite as top heavy, but still a little bit more weight at the end of the barrel. This bat will now come in some smaller sizes, like 29 inch, 30, and then obviously the 31 to 34 is what they came out with last year. So they're using their top grade aluminum in this bat to create a nice durable and high performing bat. So we've seen great durability. We've seen nice performance out of this bat. Pretty much a real solid bat. You'll see a lot of college guys swing it. And this bat will directly compete with bats like the Voodoo from DeMarini, the 13.6 from Easton, and then the Cat 8 or Cat 7 Connect bat from Marucci, where it's going to be alloy barrel with that composite handle. So that's also something to note about as well. So that's kind of going to be your Select bat, which is going to be their aluminum barrel, composite handle. Now I always say it's not like that is really a dying type of bat, that alloy barrel composite handle bat. It just seems like people are really kind of going away from that bat. It's almost become like a dinosaur, where in a way like that bat just doesn't exist. It's either, hey, one piece aluminum for the kind of that middle school kid or even that high school kid, or two-piece composite, which obviously some manufacturers are doubling down on that two-piece composite, like a Louisville Slugger, where they're going to have obviously two different types of two-piece composites for you to decide. Then we get into some of the aluminum bats, where the aluminum barrel bats are definitely on the rise. We're going to have the Solo from Louisville Slugger. So to give you some history on the Solo bat, we saw the Solo bat, the 617 Solo, and again, this is kind of just giving you like a little bit of a peek behind the curtain. You're not actually coming inside and seeing all of it, but you're definitely getting a little peek and kind of the history and the ins and outs of kind of industry stuff as well. So that's what we're going to be doing on this like video blog setting. It's just kind of like, I know people want more, and we live in the day and age where people want more information. They want to know more about these bats. It needs to be a very calculated decision purchasing these bats, because this is going to be the bat that your son or even your daughter, if you're watching, a softball video down the road, will be for the next 2 years ultimately. So what we have with the Solo bat is it's going to be their aluminum barrel bat, and it will have that SBC ballistic end cap. We saw this bat debut in 2017, and it came out at a much later date. So that was the issue with this bat. Our salesman came in. He came in July and August. He showed us the bat. We loved it. We thought it swung really, really light. We thought it swung almost a little too light. The issue was it was delayed. It didn't come out till, they said November. Then it came out in December. Missed the holiday season. Then January, February, it just never really kind of got off the ground. And sometimes that's the worst thing for a bat. Sometimes it's almost like you rather not even come out with that bat when it's going to come out at that like later date. It just kind of, it missed that initial launch, and it just really could never get off the ground. So that's what we saw out of the 617 Solo. We saw, and any kid that would hit with it because of the later date that it came out with, you missed that kid that plays on the 60-90 field. That moved, is in 7th and 8th grade. So you missed that kid where the Solo probably would have been a perfect bat because it comes in smaller sizes like 29, 30, and obviously the 31 to 34. But 29 and 30 is a great size for that kid that has to swing that -3 that plays on that 60-90 field. So it missed that time. It didn't come out till December, which really initially, obviously, holiday was over. It came out January, kind of things are a little bit slower in the beginning of the month. And then boom, towards the end of January, we get a rush from high school kids. And high school kids swing 32 to 34. And really this bat, the knock on it was that it swung too light. Now that's the 617 Solo. Now the 618 Solo then came out the next year. And again, it came out at that initial launch date, so it was on time this year, but it never again picked up. It was, though, popular in that 29 to 30, 31 size, but the 32 to 33 and 34 really just didn't capture the audience that they were looking for. It didn't get the high school or college guy. It got more that kid that needed bat speed to create power, that freshman in high school, that 7th, 8th grader. That's who this Solo bat kind of adhered to. That's where you saw kids swing the Solo bat. Now, what we expect out of the 619 Solo is we expect some of the same things, but what you'll see is a little bit of a longer sweet spot to it. It's also going to have newer technology to it. So with any one of these one-piece aluminum bats, it's not what it used to be, because one-piece aluminum bats were just pretty simple. It was like, hey, it's a one-piece aluminum bat. How can you kind of even sexy a bat like that up? It's kind of pretty simple. I could spend maybe all but 30 seconds explaining the technology to you that it's a one-piece aluminum bat. Now, out of that one-piece aluminum bat, you'll see this one-piece aluminum bat will have that ballistic end cap to it. So what you get with that ballistic end cap is all about bat speed. You're getting bat speed to create power, and then you get that longer barrel. And then we have a new technology. It's going to be in this handle area right here. It's going to be called Vibex technology. Now, Vibex technology is one of the knocks on a one-piece aluminum bat is if you hit it here, if you hit it on the barrel, if you hit it, you're going to feel it. It's going to maybe vibrate if you're not going to get all of it right on that sweet spot. So with that Vibex equipped technology, they use this for pretty much like on power tools. So with a power tool, you might get some reverb in your hands. They put it in power tools, and you don't get any reverb on your hands, any vibration, any feedback. So with this one-piece aluminum bat now having Vibex equipped technology, it's one of the only one-piece aluminum bats that will have this technology from Louisville Slugger. This bat and the Omaha have it there. So with that Vibex, no vibration, similar to what kind of like a Marucci does with their knob, with their anti-vibration knob. So I like what Louisville Slugger. I look for the Solo to be on the rise, and that is obviously their 4th price point bat, called the Solo 619. I pretty much think this one's going to kind of rebound, and that's just giving you some brief history of that Solo, that it kind of just never took off the ground in 617, and then we just kind of never, we would tell kids to hit with it, we would try to get kids to hit with it, but they would just never take to it, is what ultimately would happen there. Then next, we're going to have the Omaha 519 from Louisville Slugger. So this bat will not have a composite end cap. We'll just have that 6-star end cap to it. Will it be equipped with Vibex technology? That is correct. It will have that Vibex equipped technology to it, which is going to lay right here in this handle. So for a one-piece aluminum bat, that's a nice price point. This is a sweet price point right here. It's going to be their 5th bat in the line from Louisville Slugger, and I look for this one to be pretty solid. Now, to give you a history on the Omaha, I can't tell you that exact time frame on this Omaha bat, but I can tell you this has been in Louisville Slugger's line for like 20 years. The name Omaha has stood with them. It's been on a ton of different bats. It took 1 year off, and I don't know if anybody even remembers this, but it was called the Assault. It was a one-piece aluminum bat, and boy, was that bat a dog. So Louisville Slugger's come a long way because they've really been pushing this three-piece technology bat for a while now. So if anybody, has an, older son, they might even remember the name of the Attack, which, boy, that bat was a real dog. We did not do well with that bat. We saw a lot better results out of that 919 composite bat. So it's funny how Louisville Slugger, it's funny what a name change will do. It's funny what some colorway change will do to you, because really what we have out of this prime bat is exactly what that Attack bat was, a three-piece technology. Now they're using a little bit different type of composite and stuff like that in a little bit different feel, but the concept really has stayed the same. It's tried to be that three-piece technology, and the Attack just never could get off the ground. It was just really just one of those bats that just nobody would take to. You had a little bit of a longer barrel to it, but the name, the colorway, it was just like very antiquated. All of a sudden they get sold to obviously Wilson, and things really take off from Louisville Slugger. They've been real good in fast pitch for pretty much a decade now, but in baseball, especially the BBCOR category, they've been good now for about 5 years, which is really solid and have come a long way. But this Omaha bat took a year off, and that was probably their worst year when they had the Assault, and then they got sold the next year. With that Assault bat, it was just, people were like, what is this bat? Where's the Omaha? Everybody loved the Omaha BBCOR baseball bat, and that's kind of what you got out of it. So the Omaha, very solid, old, reliable, we'll call this bat, because you're going to get durability, you're going to get performance. Great thing about this bat is it comes in those smaller sizes too, the 29-inch, the 30-inch, that's what you're going to get out of this, and then 31 to 34 being normal sizes. So really, this bat, any kid can swing. We've had 7th and 8th graders swing it. We've had freshmen in high school swing it. We've had college guys swing the Omaha bat, obviously in larger sizes. But that's what you get, old, reliable out of this bat. And then you get a complete lineup of Louisville Slugger. You're going to get 5 different bats. So just in order, price point order, you're going to have the Meta Prime, which is going to be their top dog, which we talked about. You're going to have their composite barrel bat, composite handle. You're going to have their Prime 919 BBCOR baseball bat. You're going to have their 719 Select BBCOR baseball bat. And you will have the Solo BBCOR baseball bat. And then last but certainly not least, you will have the Omaha BBCOR baseball bat. And these you can find all on the Closeout Bats website, where you could always shop smart and you could save big bucks.